Hi, it's Ina, and if you are new to this channel and don't know me yet, 2 years ago I received an award for leading innovator in wealth management and most outstanding woman in finance for consistent returns I deliver on managed accounts. And it doesn't mean I don't have losing trades or something like that. I do have losing trades, but this proves that my strategy works very well and in average delivers very good returns. So it's worth to listen to what I am saying about the markets. I am not 100% right, but in most cases I am doing not bad. So let's start today with Tesla stocks. And I didn't check the chart yet with my indicators, but the price action looks very interesting for me. First of all, those of you who took my trading course recognize this pattern very well because it's a clear appreciation and potentially we are entering into depreciation now. You can see here we had the first phase of depreciation, and then we formed something like a flag actually that was broken to the downside. Again, it's not clear yet because I would like to see a retest of this trend line. We can draw it actually just in a minute. Can draw it here. So you see it was broken to the downside, but what I like to see is a retest of this trend line and rejection with significant volume here. And that will confirm we are currently in depreciation phase. But as you know, I don't like to stick only to technical analysis. I like a mix of fundamental and technical. So let me check some of indicators, and first of all it's cycles. Well, actually we can start with insider accumulation. It will be even more important in this case to see if there is actually an accumulation by smart money. And Jesus Christ, there is no accumulation at all. So talking about the interest from smart money, this stock is dead. If you are holding Tesla in your portfolio, I think you have to be very careful and to look for signs of coming sell-off and just hedge your positions with futures or option or whatever works well for you. So if depreciation will start and the next phase can bring us actually to the main resistance, which is this range. So I believe in average something like 400 is actually realistic target, maybe even lower, but I think that the lower targets can be expected only in the final phase of depreciation, and it's too early to say if we will see that because you know that depreciation can be identified only by the price action. So let's take it step by step. And if we will see a sell signal somewhere here, we can expect 400s at least. So let me check few other indicators that might give us some insights as well. Here is cycle forecast. We are somewhere here, so we can expect some more downside followed by a bounce to the upside, and then you can see the cycle goes all the way to the downside. So some kind of bounce and consolidation can be expected soon, and that makes perfect sense because during that time we can retest this line and see some rejection, for example. Once again, these tools help us to make a forecast, but forecast is actually nothing until we get price action confirmation. So price action is always the king, but in most cases, This cycle forecast and especially insider accumulation works very well. And once again, I want to pay attention that cycle has no relationship to amplitude or momentum of the coming move. It's just a timing tool that says us when we can expect market to bottom or to top. And this is it. So it doesn't actually matter how significant is this line to the upside or to the downside. So we're just looking at the tops and at the bottoms, and this is it. But in the case of insider accumulation, it works opposite. It really matters where this line is because as you can see, price is almost at the same level as it was here. But the insider accumulation is just the way lower. So there is no interest in this stock. So I think this is it with Tesla stock, and let me check another one like Apple. Well, not that extremely bearish, but still, as you can see, cycles to the downside. Insider accumulation also, no insider accumulation. You can see price is higher now than it was here, but insider accumulation is the way lower now than it was previously here. So it's potential bearish setup, and actually, we can see some kind of depreciation as well. Let's say it was the first phase of appreciation. It's a flag information. And if it breaks to the downside, just a moment. Here is the trend line, and if it breaks to the downside, and we will see a confirmation that this one is a real breakdown, we can expect this to go to the downside. And in most cases, how depreciation actually works, the significant resistance should be tested, and the significant resistance is actually here, which is here, which is something like $80 or so. So it's significant move as well. And again, if you're holding Apple in your portfolio, which is a very good stock for long-term investing, I believe, and still has a lot of potential. But anyway, if we will see a confirmation that we are currently in depreciation phases, I think it's a good idea to hedge your position with some options or futures. And finally, last week I got a lot of questions about dollar. I actually made a forecast on euro and it worked very well. But as I understood, most of you guys trade dollar index, not euro futures. So I will double check now the dollar. But in most cases, it's actually opposite to what euro is doing. I think we don't need insider accumulation. It's neutral here, so it's saying just nothing about dollar. And we have cycles that are very close to the next move to the downside. That's interesting. But let me check another indicators, and I believe we can check what is happening with commitment of Treasury report. The commitment of Treasury report is not so useful for currencies futures as for commodities. Keep that in mind, but still sometimes they do their job very well. So it's always good to double check. It's neutral, guys. Nothing really interesting, and maybe something interesting we will find with commercials index. No, it's not. It's neutral, absolutely neutral. And seasonal. Where are we here now? Well, some bounce up and again to the downside. So cycles and seasonal actually suggest the same. We will see a breakdown in a dollar. But I think we can check sentiment index as well. Sometimes it works very well for currency futures. Sentiment index, here it is. Well, it's mostly neutral, so it's nothing interesting, but taking into account price action, I believe that if we will see a clear break below last week's low, we can expect 88.50. It will be quite a realistic target for this market. And if you want to know when I will enter the market, you can subscribe to my stock and futures research, and the link you can find in description to this video. So I believe that will be the first target, and if this breaks, we can see the way lower. Oh, it was weekly actually, 1 month. Here we go, guys. If 88.50, or actually a bit lower, breaks, nothing will hold this till 84.50. Here is actually a bit lower, I think 88.40, this support. So it has to break this support. And if that breaks, this will be just a free fall for dollar. So once again, based on the fundamental forecast, it's somewhat neutral with a bit bias to the downside. And the price action, I mentioned all the levels you have to watch, and watch price action at those levels. We can get some nice trades here very soon. So guys, this is it for this week. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, feel free to share it, like it, leave comment below if it was useful for you, or if you would like to hear my opinion about any market you are currently trading. Wishing you a great and profitable week.